Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story called The Rattrap. Now, it feels like an old fable, but trust me, it asks a super modern question. What does it really take to restore someone's faith in humanity? So, get this. The entire story is built around this single, really powerful idea. It comes from a man who's been so beaten down by life that he sees the world itself as a giant trap. Right? It's just offering up baits of riches and joy, only to snap shut on anyone who's foolish enough to take them. So let's dig in. What happens when this super cynical philosophy is put to the test, and its creator comes face to face with the one thing his worldview just can't explain: genuine kindness? All right, first up, a world full of traps. Our story starts with a man who's so marginalized, he doesn't even have a name. Seriously. He's defined only by his poverty and, well, the crude wire rot traps he sells just to get by. I mean, you really have to picture this guy. He's a total product of his circumstances, a casualty of the Industrial Revolution, basically. He's just wandering the Swedish countryside in rags with, as the story says, hunger gleaming in his eyes. So, of course, this life of complete isolation and hardship has just hammered this deeply pessimistic, untrusting view of humanity into him. But what's really fascinating here is why he finds joy in such a dark thought. Well, because the world has never, ever been kind to him, he takes this bitter pleasure, almost, in imagining everyone else getting caught in life's big trap. Honestly, it's the only comfort he has. And this is super important to get. This story isn't just about a peddler. It's an allegory. The author, Selma Lagerlöf, is using his journey to explore a much deeper truth. This idea that there's potential for goodness lying dormant in, well, every single human being. So next up, the bait and the price. And wouldn't you know it, just as the peddler develops this whole philosophy, it's immediately put to the test. He gets shown an act of kindness so unexpected that he tragically and completely mistakes it for just another piece of bait. You know, instead of the usual sour faces he gets everywhere else, this lonely old man welcomes him in. He's just so happy to have someone to talk to that he's incredibly open. He shares his food, his tobacco, and then he even shows the peddler his life savings. 30 kroner, just sitting there. And this just perfectly illustrates his own theory, right? He takes the bait, the 30 kroner, and the trap snaps shut. But it's not a trap made of iron bars. It's a dense, confusing forest that he literally can't escape. So yeah, the crucial point here is that the forest becomes this powerful metaphor for the moral trap he's fallen into. His one act of dishonesty has totally complicated his life, turning his escape route into an inescapable maze. He is, quite literally, a rat in his own trap. Okay, moving on to section 3, a different kind of welcome. Just as he collapses in total despair, thinking his end has come, he hears the thumping of hammer strokes. It leads him to an iron mill, which sets the stage for the story's most pivotal encounter, and a second chance he never, ever saw coming. So the wealthy ironmaster there sees the ragged peddler in the dim light of the forge and mistakes him for an old army comrade who's fallen on hard times. And the peddler? Well, he's still trapped in that opportunistic mindset, so he just goes with it, hoping to get a couple of kronor out of the whole misunderstanding. But the ironmaster offers more than money. He offers him a place in his home for Christmas. The peddler, though, he's feeling guilty, and he's terrified of being exposed, so he refuses. And that's when the ironmaster sends the one person he knows his old friend can't possibly turn down. And this right here is where the story truly pivots. Edla Wilmanson, the ironmaster's daughter, arrives, and, fittingly as her name suggests, she brings a kind of nobility of spirit that is completely different. She brings a kindness that isn't based on a mistake at all. The contrast between the father and daughter here is just so stark. The ironmaster's generosity is totally conditional. It's based on who he thinks the peddler is. The moment the truth comes out, he's furious. But Edla's compassion, it's unconditional. She saw a poor, frightened human being from the very beginning, and she stands by him, no matter what. Okay, part 4, the Christmas metamorphosis. So even after the peddler is cleaned up and it's crystal clear he's a stranger, Edla insists he stay for Christmas. She actually argues that they promised him a day of peace, and they shouldn't chase away someone they invited into their own home. And this act of grace, It leaves the peddler in just boundless amazement. So the next morning at church, they hear the news a rat trap seller has robbed the old crofter. The ironmaster is immediately convinced they've been duped and that they're going to rush home to find their silverware gone. But instead, what they find is a small package and a letter addressed specifically to Edla. And inside is the stolen money, all 30 kroner, with a note asking for it to be returned to the old crofter. I mean, this isn't just a repayment, it's the first tangible proof of his complete transformation. He also leaves a small rat trap as a Christmas gift for Edla. And think about the symbolism here. It's so powerful. He is literally giving away his cynical worldview. It's a sign that her kindness helped him escape the trap by choosing not to be a rat. And get this, he signs the letter with the honorable name the Iron Master gave him. By signing it as Captain von Stahl, he's not lying. He's choosing to live up to the respect and trust that Edla showed him. He's becoming the person she believed he could be. So, finally, why does this fable matter? What is the lasting message of this simple, almost fairy tale-like story? What does it really tell us about ourselves and the world? Well, the peddler's journey is a true metamorphosis. The story's whole argument is that this kind of profound change is possible for anyone. That essential goodness was always there, it was just buried under years of hardship. And Edla's unconditional kindness, that was the key that unlocked it. And this really brings us to the core takeaways. The story is suggesting that while the world can definitely feel like a trap, our most powerful tools are empathy and understanding. They give people the chance to see themselves differently and to actually choose a better identity. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. The rat trap suggests that every single one of us has the power to be an Edla for someone else, to offer the kind of compassion that can help another person escape whatever personal rat trap they've found themselves in.